Hey everyone, today we are at Hopewell Furnace National Historic Site outside of French Creek State Park. So we're just going to do a little bit of a hike into Hopewell Furnace, see what we see. Like I said, this was not my planned hike, so don't really have an agenda now. Today is Saturday, 28th of January. It's in the low 50s, but it's dry. Three parked off Harmonyville Road, Hopewell Road. Knew it was an H. There's a little pull off for about 3 cars. 2 on one side, 1 on the other, and then we came in. Little bridge going over this creek. I'm not sure if this creek has a name or not. You can see there used to be, this is just a wooden bridge now to cross over, but you can see there used to be a stone base for an older bridge. I think when the CCC originally worked on this area. See the stone base there. There's one there. Obviously there's 2 on this side. There's another one there. So let's start walking. And this is, for right now, it's the Red Blaze Trail and the Green Blaze Trail, the Lenape and Raccoon, I think. I think they run parallel, they run along the same path for a while. So you'll see green blazes and red blazes on this trail until they split off. I think we passed them further down that way. Maybe we'll see them on the way back. There's like old water fountains or charcoal hearth bases. In the woods when this used to be a picnic area. You can see the pavilion. It was built by the CCC. So at this point, both The Lenape and the Raccoon trails go off to the left. We'll check out that pavilion in a minute. Just want to show you the sign. Raccoon and Lenape go left. Bethesda Church. Buzzards Trail goes straight. And we're going to go straight, but see down there another bridge crossing the stream. We were on the other side of this hill last time on the Green Trail for a while when we did our hike to Miller's Point, but we're on the other side of that, I don't know if you call it a mountain hill today. It's kind of neat with the bricks around. Guessing at one point this was kind of where you would cook in there or get food. I don't know if they had like food service here at one time. I mean, to me that's what it appears to be. Like at one time maybe these were open or openings. I'm not sure. Neat. It's old bricks, almost like every other one has a symbol on it. It's kind of a neat pavilion. I mean, you can still come out here with yourself if you want, use the picnic tables. There's no place to grill or anything, but it's really a nice setting, and it's not usually that busy over on the side of the park, in my experience. We're just continuing up Buzzards Trail. Something out there in the woods, not sure if it's going to show up on camera. I can zoom in. It's like a piece of concrete with some pipes sticking out of it. Not sure what that was about. If you are familiar with French Creek State Park, or if you watched any of the Hike to Miller's Point video, I referenced the Raccoon Trail being one of the trails in the park that is the most remote. You can access it from here as well as from where we were. We parked off a shed road and hiked out to Miller's Point. Coming up to another junction, and if you turn right you can go into Crow's Nest Preserve, which is a Natural Lands Trust preserve. And the Bethesda Church is kind of neat. Looks like an old, almost pilgrim area church, to be quite honest with you, with really old and actually some newer gravestones in there. I don't know if that church is still in use or if the graveyard is actually still in use. It's a neat little place. Crow's Nest is nice too. It's more like you're hiking through farmland. Almost. Ugh. Very wet. Very mucky. Whoa. remember from my hike last couple of weeks to Miller's Point, and we were on the Mill Creek Trail, crosses at the top up there at the power line, and I had said you can also hike down at the bottom, and that's where we are this week. Very mucky down here. Coming up to what is a historic feature of the Hopewell furnace. The sign's very difficult to read, but it is the old head race for Hopewell furnace. Ouch, sticker bushes. That sign says Historic East Head Race. It's kind of faded. Well, you can see there's the depression there under the bridge. And it comes from the creek, I think that's Baptism Creek, I think it's called. And then it goes off through there, snakes around through the woods and goes over to the furnace. Just some kind of neat local history. There you can see part of it again going down. The creek is over that direction, where they directed some of the water from the creek over to the furnace. There is a creek behind the furnace, so I'm not sure, to be quite honest with you, why they needed this water source, which is kind of far. Because behind the furnace is where the French Creek runs, and they dammed it and brought some. They have a head race over there as well. And here's the creek. This is where it finishes up, right underneath those fallen trees. It comes over here. But anyway, as I was saying, Hopewell Lake over at French Creek State Park is dammed, and that's what created the water source for the furnace. And you can still see, I mean, obviously it's restored, the old mill race bringing the water from the creek to the furnace, which is right behind it. So I'm not sure why they needed this water from over this direction, which is probably about a half a mile, 3/4 of a mile away. Maybe I'll look that up if I can find any information on it online. Obviously get a lot of water down this trail because, excuse me, we have all these areas where they've created like little dams with stones and created ditches for the water to go off towards the creek. We are going uphill here. Got another one here. Just to take the water off the trail. To constantly watch yourself walking out over here. So rocky, and there's so many tree roots. pretty over here though. Spring and summer. Away from the hustle and bustle of the French Creek State Park day use area, which there's a pool over there. And you can rent, I think, kayaks, maybe rowboats. So it can get quite busy over there in the summer. So we're coming to another trail junction, following the buzzards. That's the way we came. Goes off down that direction. And I'm not sure what this is. Obviously it goes to a trail because I see somebody hiking up there, and I know we've been up there a million times. I'm just not seeing any trailblazes. Coming up to a neat feature. The old tulip poplar. Probably not going to show up on camera very well, but it is extremely old and large tulip poplar. And there's actually some ruins of an old stone, what I'm guessing was a farmhouse at one point as well. So we're going to take this direction. Lots of evergreen ferns down here. It's pretty. See something green in the winter. And it's been so warm this winter. I don't know if they would have been evergreen had we had a January like we had last year, which was utterly freezing. I don't think I was out doing much hiking last January. It's amazing how different this year is from last. Another pretty wet section, so I'm taking it slow. So we are coming up. You can see it. I mean, it's big. The trunk stands out because it's so much bigger than any other trunks around here. I mean, there's some pretty tall trees out here, but the girth of this tree is bigger than anything else. Unfortunately, it's lost several of its limbs, but it's just huge. Been around for a while too. I mean, I'm guessing it's older. That sign has been there for a while saying it's 195 years old, so I'm guessing at this point it's probably over 200 years old now. Quite a bit over 200 years old. I think those stone ruins are this direction. It's a bit of a maze out here, to be quite honest with you, on this side of French Creek. And I'm seeing these old yellow blazes. I don't remember the horseshoe trail ever came through here. I mean, I know it's been rerouted a few times, but not sure. No, I think those ruins might have been down on the other trail. Like the buzzard, if we had followed the buzzard trail. Because I think this, is this? So here's this junction. Alright, so let's go see. I think if we had taken that other trail that I didn't see any blazes on, it would have brought us up to here anyway. trees are pretty big too when you get close up, especially the one on the right, but they're still nowhere as big in comparison to that old tulip poplar. It just looks like an old sentinel out there. Almost looks like the tree from Star Wars, where they kept the old Jedi texts. It just has that look to it, and that old feeling, and the size, because it has those two branches coming off. Just reminds me of that. And I'm guessing this laying down here is part of it. It fell. Pretty rotten, so I guess it lost that part of it quite some time ago. We see the ruins of the old farmhouse to our right, so we're going to head that direction once we get to that trail junction. I think it's up that trail that didn't really seem to have any blazes on it. Backtracked, and we are back at this junction again, and we're going back up Buzzards to the junction where there's the sign for the old tulip poplar. And we're going to take this trail, probably a connector trail, up to those ruins. And I'll get back to you when we get there. Okay, so we're coming up to the ruins. Didn't take us long to get here. Literally 10 seconds, 5 seconds, no, a little bit more than 5, but it was very wet, very muddy and rocky, so I didn't want to film that, but you can see part of a wall. It's not very big, but people didn't live in big houses 200 years ago. You can see most of this side has fallen down. There's another corner. Back wall. What probably was a window at one time. Or the front door. And that opening there was either a window or a front door. I'll go over to that in a second. see where part of the walls have crumbled. The fact that something this old, any of it is still standing, is amazing to me, because houses they built today, I doubt they'll be around in 100 years. I think it's cool, these little ferns growing out of the wall. You can see at one point how thick those walls were. I mean, so that's the outer edge. That's over 2 feet thick. I think I'm going to end the video here. I hope you enjoyed this just little quick hike through Hopewell Furnace to some old farmhouse ruins. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to comment and subscribe. Thanks again. Bye.